Hello everyone, today I will be presenting my informative speech, and the topic that I have selected is the value in growing your own food. I will discuss what are the benefits to growing your own food, describe some of the dangers that affect the food industry, and how it is our responsibility to protect our bodies as good food decisions are a matter of good citizenship from a Christian perspective. Okay, so according to a report by the National Garden Association, 35% of American households are growing their own food from home or a community garden. That's a 17% increase over the previous years. Let's first discuss the benefits of having your own garden, such as eating safe foods. It encourages you to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables, and it can bring overall wellness to your life. Gardens are more than simply a place to grow your own food for the betterment of your health. It also brings people together, as Jesus did with his disciples. Connecting with one another is a spiritual benefit where we have the liberty to connect via social networks, community gardens, where individuals can share and learn from one another. Perhaps due to all these positive attributes, has caused many more people to engage in their garden or growing their own food. Lastly, growing your own food promotes exercise and it relieves stress. Um, it gets you outside. You start moving. You're raking your weeds. So regular exercise encourages you to get on your feet. I'm sorry. Regular gardening encourages you to get on your feet and work and keep your garden healthy and happy. There is something enlightening and comforting um, and a sense of reconnecting with the earth when your fingers touch the soil and you're putting your plants in or your seeds in the soil. It brings a sense of peace and tranquility, which can help relieve stress and anxiety. Now let's discuss the dangers that affect the food industry. Mass production of food has created a loss in its value of our foods. Quantity over quality is important in today's society. The reason for this harsh reality is that corporations have taken over farming industries, and making a profit is the corporation's sole purpose, not to consider the quality of their foods. Greed has replaced the ethical foundation of our corporations and our as a society. We are we are suffering the repercussions because we are no longer receiving quality nourishment. Pesticides are another component used in order to be productive in getting the final product. Now let's take a moment to understand what pesticides are. And they are chemicals that are used to control pests that can damage the crops. But there's a significant concern about how harmful these pesticides are to us as the consumers. Pesticides uh, can cause poisoning and it can range from mild skin irritation to coma or even death. And today, over 1 billion tons of pesticides are used in the United States every year. I retrieved this information from Grace Communication Foundation, and it was supported by the Pesticides Action Network. Corporations are to have an ethical responsibility to provide quality food to society. If we don't have the confidence in our food industry to protect our families, the solution can be to grow your own food. Having your own garden can offer you the opportunity to reduce the amounts of pesticides that you use in your garden, making them healthier for you and for your family. Now let's discuss fresh fruits and vegetables from your own garden versus store-bought. I used to hate tomatoes before I grew my own garden. I never understood why people liked them so much. They didn't have a taste, in my opinion. But that changed when I grew my own from seed. I realized that the taste was so much richer and fuller, and now I absolutely love them. Now I understand why some people really, really like them. I have come to understand an understanding that fruits and vegetables grown in your own food will promote health because they are rich in nutrients, especially in antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin A. So they're just so much more rich. and full of vitamins that are better for you. I received this information from extension.org, and it is supported by the United States Department of Agriculture. Now, let's discuss our Christian perspective. God created a perfect design and purpose when He created the plants and trees of this world. In Genesis, we learn that He created land, produce, vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, so that you can create more, right? God intentionally created plants and trees with the purpose of having us benefit from these plants and trees. But mass production, genetically modified, and pesticides are a contributing factor in the devastation of the perfect design that God intended for us. Food and eating have a special place in our faith. We observe this fact in our readings of the Bible as Jesus spent time drinking and eating with His disciples. It is important that we continue Jesus' example to eat with our family and friends and to come together and be connected. It is because of this particular reason that it is essential to be aware of the dangers that have overcome our food industry. I'd like to end with my conclusion, and that is that there is a great sense of satisfaction from growing your own food, and it brings overall health and wellness. It is important to be aware of the dangers in our food handling process. There are many attributes that affect the food we consume. And from a Christian perspective, we are to be responsible with our resources and are to be held accountable in taking care of and nourishing our bodies for the betterment of our overall health. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on our next video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.